Oh, hi, Mina-san. What's up, weebs and casuals alike? We're Baka and Company, and we're here to provide you today with a deep dive into the random anime shows and movies that we found interesting. We'll talk about both new and old and everything in between. And just so you know, on this episode, we got myself, the delinquent, stuck in remedial studies, Drew Tendo 64. We have the classy class rep, Frankfurter.
Baka.
And we have the bento lunch munching magically average.
Oh, wait, hey now. Why am I the fat fuck and the dipshit gets to be the class rep? That doesn't make sense.
That's part of the course for this show.
Oh my God.
And plus, we have to inflate his ego once in a while, or else he goes crazy.
Fair.
That's never happened before. I don't know what you're talking about.
Today
What did we watch this week?
Today we're talking about a blast from the past, the 2010 anime hit. It's Baka and Test.
I thought it was 2011.
Well, hold on.
Also,
Did I
It started in 2010, finished in 2011.
Oh yeah.
hit? You got caught up on the date. I got caught up on the word hit.
Oh yeah. I threw that in there for flavor. The show that came out, a series. Baka and Test, or Idiots and Tests and Summon Beasts, also known as Baka and Test Summon the Beasts in English. It was a Japanese light novel series written by Kenji Inoue with illustrations by Yu Haga. Wow, I almost said the wrong name there. It was adapted and released, like I said, in the winter of 2010 into 2011. It was directed by Onuma Shin, who also worked as a director on Watamote in 2013, both seasons of Bow Fury, and most notably Kokoro Connect. Hold on, I've said a lot of words and I'm thirsty.
2D models can't drink. What are you talking about? You'll get wet and damp and
you'll
wrinkle up.
shrivel up.
Yeah.
More than I
You're like
already
a
have.
shrinky dink.
Don't
You're-
talk
you're
it
not-
no.
you're not like
It's a
the
normal
sponge-
dink.
You're not like the sponges that expand and grow into dinosaurs. You'll literally crumple up.
Yeah.
And that's our show, everybody.
Bye.
Womp, 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 womp.
Animated by the studio called Silverlink. You may recognize some of their other works like Non Non Biori, Strike the Blood, and The Great Jai, or Jai, I can't say, I've never watched it, so I don't, Jai, will not be defeated. They also did Watamote and Bow Fury and Kokoro Connect, so it's really obvious that Onuma would have directed this show because it's pretty much his job at this point. And then to dive deeper into what Baka and Test is, if you haven't watched it, why are you listening to this? But the school, Fumizuki Academy, isn't your typical Japanese high school. They have a hierarchy, and it's unique in what they do, where they have a test system that when you get there, you get placed in a certain class from A to F based on your grades, and then you're sorted, kind of like a demented Hogwarts, I guess. More demented, I don't know.
I wouldn't say anywhere near Hogwarts, but sure.
It's, well, yeah, okay.
It's just a school.
There's magic. There's magic at this school.
Technology.
It lives in our
Yeah.
hearts.
Anyway.
So, the class that we're going to focus on is Class F, the flunkies, shall we say. They have a class representative. His name's Yuji Sakamoto. He's their really lazy class president. Just before we dive too much in, did you guys watch the dub or the subs?
We
Dub.
dub.
You dubbed, me dubbed too, so that's awesome. Perfect. We have the class ambassador, who's the main character, Akahisa Yoshi, our lovable, dense idiot main character, who is just poor guy. He's got some problems.
Yeah, that's one word for them. They're all pretty much self-inflicted, anyways.
Yeah. He doesn't know how to budget, and he eats 1/64th of a ramen noodle to survive, and he's problematic. Other people in the class, we have like the other main characters, I should say, are like Hideyoshi Kanoshita, who has a twin Yoko, and they get confused for each other because they look very similar. The only difference is the hairbands, and one's a male, one's a female.
They're both female.
What? Am I just dumb?
According to everybody, they're both female.
The Wikipedia said differently, but I will take your answer.
Obviously,
the
you didn't
show.
watch the show.
You didn't watch the show.
Did you watch?
I did
Baka and
watch. I did watch 12 episodes of Baka and Test.
12? Did you not watch season 2?
No, I thought we were watching one season.
Oh, we watched both. All 13 episodes of each season.
Well,
this is where Drew leaves. Everyone, say goodbye to Drew, everyone.
God damn it.
Now turn into Baka and Bites with Frankfurter and Magically Average. Welcome to Baka Bites. Inside the show.
Well, even
That's what we'll call this one.
Even in season 1, though, they were making the jokes that Hideyoshi was a girl, and he was like, "No, I'm a guy," and that was the joke to you, Drew.
That was literally the only joke.
I'm
about
just
that
dense
character.
as fuck then.
It's okay.
Well, yeah, you are paper.
Oh, God damn it. Just setting myself up today.
Just a little bit. Continue, buddy.
Yeah.
The voice actor for Hideyoshi. Oh, I didn't write that one down. Fuck, I fucked myself up more. Anyways.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to just move over to Coda. I'm just moving over to Coda.
But this is pretty like on par with the show though. Like Baka and Test. This is pretty fucking idiotic now.
I'm Baka and you're testing me. I get
I'm
it.
probably going to butcher the name, but the Hideyoshi's voice actress was Brina Palencia. Brina Palencia.
Not familiar. I do know that there is a character I'm assuming you're going to say next. Coda.
Yeah, Coda.
His voice actor is from the infamous Ghost Stories, and he is the Jewish kid. And boy, oh boy, did I pick that up immediately.
Yeah, you literally messaged me. You're like, dude, the guy from fucking Ghost Stories is in this.
I was like, yeah, it's the Ghost Story show, which means that this one's got to be shit as well.
Greg Ayers.
Oh, yeah, it's Greg.
Yeah, I love Greg Ayers. He voices a lot of good characters.
He does.
Yeah,
he really does.
The moment I heard that voice, I was like, I think I know that.
And here we go again.
Yeah.
And then we move over to Mizuki, the main heroine of the group. Super smart, but can't cook for shit.
More like, she cooks deadly weapons because...
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
The bread episode where she's like, oh no, there's 4 of you and I only made 3. What will we do?
Yeah, the rock, paper, scissors to the death.
Drew, you're really, really missing out because, like, all the jokes that they do through the first 13 episodes, like season 1, they do those 3 more times. Not kidding. They do those jokes. Each joke they do next season 3 more times. So it's okay that you didn't watch season 2. I think
I saved myself.
You didn't really miss much.
So season 1 was more so like, just to kind of hop into it a little bit. Season 1 was more so plot-wise, like, hey, here's like this school.
Wait, we can't hop in yet. We forgot the last character, the flat-chested
Minami
wrestler Minami, who's my favorite out of all of them.
Yeah, I completely 100% agree. Minami was the fucking MVP of
the
this
only
show.
part I actually laughed at was she's from Germany. Does she look German? Hell no.
Because it's anime.
She gets flustered and she starts rattling off German, and her little sister just goes, oh yeah, this happens sometimes. She'll just start speaking in German when she gets really, really flustered. And I'm like, that's probably the only time I'm going to laugh at this show. And I was right.
Oh no. The notes I wrote for Minami are like, you know what? She's kind and she's got a great personality, and she will kill people if she can put them in a chokehold.
Drew, Jesus,
I'm not gonna just
wow.
I was gonna call myself
a lot. Yeah, you insulted a large portion of people in the world. Good job, Drew.
No, I didn't mean it that way. What I was gonna say is I wasn't gonna insult myself being 2-dimensional and go, oh, she was a very 2-dimensional character. Because then you guys would have been like, oh, look, who's the pot now?
Ooga booga pot calling the kettle black.
And now you guys grouping the Americans together and doing our voices as if we're Neanderthals. Drew, you're not doing well tonight, my friend. This is not going well.
I can double down. I can make it worse.
Oh, please.
Yeah, you might as well at this point.
And then there were other characters
talking
who I didn't care to make notes of, like the creepy girlfriend of Yuji who threatened to burn his porno mags. And
Shoko, yeah.
That was just super creepy. And
oh, don't worry, she got creepier in the second season when she's in 5th grade talking about her boobs. So that was fun.
Yep.
All right, so I didn't miss much, is what we're saying.
No, you missed.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. But you did. But you didn't.
No,
you missed
didn't.
like some backstory to characters, but that's about it.
There's backstory?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not interesting.
Then
Like
there's
I said,
also like
if that helps.
Season 1 is like about plot of like the school and like actually what goes on at school and like the tests, like basically the test part of it. And then season 2 is just all nonsensical like plot arcs of just like backstory for characters, a way too long arc of peeping toms, and a fucking scare competition.
This show, and I don't have a good one to relate it to off the top of my head, which is probably a good thing, honestly. But it's the epitome of like showing one hand and then just flexing on the other the rest of the time. Like first couple episodes are like, oh, it's a school that's gonna be about like your studies and taking tests, and that empowers your summons or whatever the fuck they're called, avatar beasts, fucking weird chibi things to fight each other. And then what you can do is you can have wars with the other classes, and if you win the war, you get their stuff. And I'm like, all right, that's an interesting premise. I swear to God, they did it maybe one time in the second season.
Okay, so then that explains it. So with the first season, I thought it was going to happen. I thought it was going to happen more. So that build up to know that doesn't happen, that I don't feel let down, because I really liked that concept that it was a battle royale school without being a battle royale school, and they got prizes. They hunted for tickets in that one episode, and Yoshi can't do math because he uses pencils to guess it multiple choice answers.
RNG at the wheel.
Oh, the next point should be over there in the sky. Yeah.
Yes.
No, buddy. No, I'm sorry.
Maybe if I sharpen it down, it'll be more accurate.
No, absolutely not. But like Coda is that main character who just originally, when I don't know, you get introduced to him, he's already creepy. And then he spends like that whole second episode when people are sitting down just going closer. Almost. And he's just
in fairness though, like keeping in mind with when it came out, like that was sort of like I don't want to say a staple, but it seemed like a very common trope in comedy anime of having like a very pervy character who's over the top. So yeah, like I just kind of took it as that. But boy oh boy, it didn't stop there though. In the second season, apparently it infected everyone else, and there was an entire arc about trying to go into the women's locker room.
Oh, but they had good reason though.
They did, because they were getting blackmailed.
Mm-hmm.
Yoshi was. So
Yoshi and the class president.
Yuji.
Yeah. This
Anywho.
Yeah. This show. Well, you know what, Drew? Why don't you take it away? What do you want to talk about this show? How do you want to do this? Because
I was going to go.
You only watched half of it, so.
More so, I enjoyed the plot and the setup for a lot of stuff. I felt like it was building up to something, and now that I know the whole school battle avatar thing kind of doesn't exist, that's honestly what hooked me when I watched the first few episodes back in 2010 when it was releasing. I was like, oh, okay, this is a great concept. Oh, okay, that's fun. They don't fight, the avatars fight. They're based on like your school scores and what you're doing for tests. You can upgrade by doing remedial tests. And I was like, this is a really cool idea. I'm having fun. And that tapered off.
Fun watching an anime?
Whoa. That's our next series that we're not going to talk about. That show is fun.
2 reviews from here.
Yeah. 2 reviews.
Yeah, we're doing a movie next.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Anywho,
I haven't pinned that.
Anyways, kind of lost.
I'm honestly, I've been in and out of consciousness all day today, so I'm not having a good day.
Haven't we all?
No, like I had to come home early from work. It's bad.
Oh no.
So
I take back my laughter.
No, you're allowed to laugh. I put myself in this situation.
He's paper. He doesn't have feelings.
God damn it.
They just go right through me.
He's very transparent.
Yeah.
But go away.
I bend.
Leave.
Don't give me a paper cut.
Stop. Let
All
Drew
right,
do his
so that's
thing.
our show for
Jesus.
today.
He's folding.
God damn it!
All right.
I'm gonna have to get. I'm gonna have to get a
stop
liar.
now.
I'll handle this.
I'll stop now.
I'll
Yeah.
just mute
So-
him.
Yeah. So yeah, to your point, Drew, I felt the same way because like the first season had my attention for the most part. Like it wasn't.
Okay.
I didn't find it great by any means. Like it was okay. I think it's just because it seemed like a very tropey anime from the early 2010s, and I was like, whatever. The interesting factor being the whole test and summoning their avatars to fight and that element. I was like, okay, cool. But as they started drifting more and more away in the first season, I was like, these episodes are kind of boring. I'm like, and then they get to the end of the season and they're like starting up the next war because there's apparently a 3-month waiting period if you lose or after you battle a war. And first off, I'm just gonna say the school is fucked up. That the principal is just like, yes, fucking children battling on in my playground, basically. Test subjects who I shall monitor. You never see a point in this where they actually like learn, other than when they're speed blasting through a test. So.
And even
like,
the professors in Class F just don't give a flying fuck.
Yeah.
They're like, just kind of do whatever.
That's one thing too. Like, there's like two main professors that you see all the time, which is Iron Man, who's the best one.
He is
by far. He's also the voice actor. He is shit. I knew him. He was one of my other favorite characters he voiced, but he's fantastic. And then like their homeroom teacher, which they just switched him at some point because Iron Man used to be the narrator, and then they switched it with the very droll, monotone person to be the narrator, which I was like, okay, and like, haha, it was kind of funny, whatever.
Kent Williams, by the way.
Yeah.
But no one knows no one cares about the person. Who did he voice?
He's voiced
Pluton
a
and
shit ton of
Overlord?
things.
Yeah,
He
just
was
the most
in
popular ones.
One Piece. He's
Give it to me.
Android 20 in Dragon Ball Z.
Shut up.
Supreme Kai, old Supreme Kai.
He's Rigard
Yoshi
Oh my God,
Atori
you guys
in Oron High School Host Club.
All right, you guys are both useless to me.
Father in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
You're not saying the one person that I know him from, so you're useless.
Overlord?
You're useless.
Anyway.
Slime?
No.
He's an Overlord. Yeah.
Mr. Compress from My Hero Academia.
Oh God.
Dr. Franks from Darling in the Franks.
Bunta in Initial D?
This is deja vu. But
I don't know.
the
what
frustrating
name
part
we're
was that in the
supposed to
second
say.
season they start introducing other characters, which I'm like, why? I don't care at this point. You're already in the second season and there's nothing, like, these characters don't bring anything. And then they're just like, I'm the chemistry teacher. I'm like, you are? Who are you?
Congrats.
You're the chemistry teacher? And they're like, you can identify me as the chemistry teacher because I have a beaker that's bubbling. And I'm like, fuck you. This is so stupid. And then it's like, I'm the gym teacher because I wear a tracksuit and I have a whistle. And I'm like, who are you? What the fuck? Why? I don't care.
What are those?
Yeah, like there's a lot of that in this show, especially in the second season, where they just start throwing crap at you, and I'm like, just go back to the basics. Do what you were doing before. They're like, oh wait, you like the avatars in battling? And everyone's like, yeah. And then they're like, how about an episode where they become sexy? And I'm like, what? No. What? What is it? Are they gonna battle sexily? They're like, no, they're just sexy, and they have to figure out why. And I'm like, okay. And then they're like, all right, how about an episode where the system goes down and their avatars are stuck out? I'm like, okay, all right.
To be fair,
But they're also sexy, and I'm like, why? Why are they sexy there too? What is happening?
Minus the whole sexy part, that arc was actually pretty funny because like
shut your hole. No, it wasn't. It
Yes,
wasn't
it
funny.
was.
No, it was not.
Where they all just like all the avatars start speaking the mind of what they like all have been holding in. Like I thought that was funny.
It would have been funny if they would have set up the fact before that this was like a thing that occurs in this universe, right? Because before they just made stupid chibi noises and they fight, which the fighting is not cool itself, okay? It's really dumb. It's basically like, I have the higher power, so I win, and I'll do a slash move, and then all your hit points go away. Bah! Like,
And
there's
then they
nothing flashy
introduced
about
dodging.
that. Yeah, and then now they can dodge, and then they can also like train them, like not educationally, they can like legit physically train their avatars to be like have like a fucking sixth sense and see moves before they start coming. And I'm like, this is the most idiotic thing in the world. Just stick to what you started. It was interesting. It was unique. Like just do that. Like why can't you just do that?
So to kind of get into there's no real spoilers for this show, but
Yeah, because every joke they fucking tell 50,000 times.
Anywho, okay, I will say the one joke that I consistently thought was funny and I really enjoyed every single time. And Drew, they did it maybe once in season 1, and they did it a lot in season 2.
Can I guess it real quick?
I've already told you what it is. You've already told me.
Because you're simple-minded.
I already told you what it was.
And you're a fool.
I already told you what it was.
I know. I just like insulting you.
Fuck your couch. It was it's where they like turn everything into black and white, and there's a character just talking and hyping up, usually Yoshi, to do something incredibly stupid. And then just like it, to me, I don't know what it was, just having them as like a sketch face, just hyping up Yoshi to do something incredibly stupid, like go start a war with another class, just got me every fucking time. I don't know why. It shouldn't have been that funny, but it was. Also, Drew, if you're trying to talk, I don't know. You were muted yourself.
No,
I'm going to point out one thing. Yeah. I'm going to point out one thing, Frank, in saying that, did you notice how neither Drew nor I reacted? No chuckle. No like, aha, yeah, I get that. Because it wasn't funny.
I thought it was. So,
in
whatever,
your
man.
simple child elementary brain.
And we're friends, and what does that say about you?
Jingles moves. So sure, you would laugh at that.
Give me some keys and I'll be entertained for hours, baby.
Going back to the whole tropiness too, like a joke, a reoccurring joke can hit, and I can enjoy it. But when your show's entire comedy archive is centered around, we're gonna tell a joke once and then just do it 50 times. And then we're going to tell another joke and then do that joke 50 times. It makes every joke get really stale very quickly.
Minus
because like the first time
putting Yoshi in like fucking arm bars and everything else. That to me was kind of fun.
I enjoyed that. Yeah. I like the dumb jokes.
Slapstick is the same thing, kind of, sort of, as a repeating joke sometimes. I don't know. Continue. It was a repeating. Regardless, that was a repeating joke as well in this show.
Yeah. But like, I thought they would maybe try to introduce something different at times, as opposed to just we're gonna rehash the same old in different contexts or with different characters, and we're still gonna make it funny and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, no, that just doesn't get it. And then after all this. Or you go through season 1, and you're like, okay, it's fine enough. Let's watch season 2, and then season 2 you start off and you're like, this is a piss poor beginning. It's just them trying to be pervs, but whatever. Let's move along. They, with 5 episodes left, are like, you know what? I'm sick of the comedy. Let's go really, really emotional and get very touching, and let's dive deep into these characters' backstories and dig down to what makes them them. How did they get here? Why are they the way they are? And I'm like,
where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
I mean, basically we're doing that. It was like, cool, you just turned a exclusively comedy, albeit very dry and boring comedy, into like now we're gonna get serious with the romantic stuff. Oh, okay. All right, I see you. I've had shits that were more entertaining and had more emotions, like roller coaster of emotions in this show. Like, it just didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I can see it from that perspective. I think for the fact that I watched this not when I was younger, well, technically, yeah, I guess when I was younger.
Well, a week ago.
Probably like maybe
but you are younger. You're like 5. Okay. You act like 5.
He already said he needs keys to get excited.
It's also past your bedtime.
Not. I
it's
said
like
you give me keys, I'll be entertained for hours.
Bedtime.
My word. Can I like simply just get to my point without getting interrupted?
Okay.
My point is that I think because I had seen this show, 7+ or whatever years ago, I think liking it then, because I mean 7 years ago then to now, you're a different person, you learn a lot in life, etc., your tastes change. um I think for the fact that I liked it then, I still enjoyed it now, but not nearly as much as I did back then, which is kind of why like I'm actually scared to revisit some of these older shows that I've watched in the past. Like, I know that there's a spin-off show for Konosuba coming out next year, I think, or 2 years from now, whenever the fuck it comes out. I loved Konosuba when I watched it and when it was airing. I'm frightened to go back to it after watching this, because God knows it probably does not hold up
I
nearly as much as it did like when I first watched it.
as someone who's watched it for the first time within the last year, I can tell you it should very much hold up. Um, it's a different level of comedy entirely.
Well, I know it is, but
But
like I remember that also being samey jokes as well and being kind of pervy as well. So it's just one of those things of just like it going back to older shows, or specifically older comedies, is kind of just like, ooh, will
oh
this
yeah,
hold up? Because
yeah,
like this in all intents and purposes, like this show went from like being, a high 7, low 8 for me to being like probably in the low to mid 6s now.
and
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I guess I'm of a different perspective too, because this is the first time I've watched it, so I can understand from that regard that you'll probably have a different mindset going in because it's something that you've seen before, so you already have like thoughts and feelings about it from watching it the first time, and then now you're rewatching, you're like, oh wow, okay, I kind of missed that watching it the first time. So I get that aspect. I and I would agree that going back and watching certain shows, you might kind of get that feeling of like, I'm kind of scared too because it might ruin like my entire thoughts about the show. But to counter everything I just said, if the show is actually good, it should hold up no matter what. Like, I can't tell you how many times my fiance has watched Ron High School Host Club, which, mind you, she'd only ever watched it for the first time, like, I think within the last year or two or so.
To be
So,
fair, I
like,
watched it for the first time maybe 6 years ago, and I watch it pretty much every year too.
yeah. So, like, and that came out, what, early 2000s, mid 2000s? Somewhere around there? So, and that show's still kind of universally amongst those who have watched it, like a fantastic comedy.
2006.
2000s, so mid 2000s. Okay, I was in a good ballpark. But like, my point though with bringing up around High School Host Club is that like, cause it's kind of like that same aspect of it's in a school, it's comedy, it's got the romantic elements to it, and it's also like got the tropey elements of characters, with certain personalities, and it holds up today after coming out 16 years ago. So with a show that's much, older, like, I mean, Baka and Test came out, we said 2010, so 12-year-old show, you would expect parts of it to still hold up. Now, granted, if there's like outdated jokes or references, like obviously that piece is, probably not going to, but the comedy itself should. And again, my personal opinion on it is that it doesn't at all. And I think that's what kind of makes it a subpar kind of comedy in my mind, because if it's a true comedy, if it's got the good sense of humor and it has ability to present the different humor in a multitude of ways, then it should be funny no matter if you watch it for the first time now or 12 years ago when it came out, or even 12 years from now. Go back and watch it. It should still hold up, and it just doesn't.
My question to you, real quick, because there's one specific joke that I actually thought was pretty funny, but it is under the umbrella of just like repeated joke, and this probably shouldn't be as funny as it is. What did you think about the joke where when they are summoning all their sexy avatars in the last arc, and then what's her face, the flat girl that I can't remember her name, Minami?
Oh,
When
yeah, it's like
she summons Womp from Super Mario Bros.
Yeah.
I fucking thought that was too
Yeah,
fucking funny, but
Yeah,
it should not
but-
have been nearly that funny.
But here's the thing, right? It's a repeating joke, but it's in a different way. That's how you make a repeating joke good. If you just call her flat chested 50,000 times and think that's going to make people laugh, it's not. But if you make her avatar a thwomp from fucking Mario, then yeah, that's funny. Like that's good. That's a good way of doing it. You could have made her a piece of plywood. You could have made her fucking like a piece of paper. It didn't matter. Like
I don't know why.
Ow, why
you
the
said-
attack?
You said piece of plywood, and I thought of Plank from Ed, Edd and Eddy.
I'm like, don't bring Plank into this. Ed, Edd
My
and Eddy has
best
fantastic
friend
humor.
Plank.
But that goes to my point though of like how you can have a quote unquote repeating joke, but have it still done in a way that makes it funny each and every time you do it. Baka and Test is just like, wow, we really stuck this joke. Let's just beat the ever loving fuck out of it into oblivion. And then the joke's on the ground, like, please, God, let me just die. And they're like, haha, no, shock you back to life. You're coming back next episode, baby. 2 more times. And then guess what? 5 episodes from now, we're going to do it again, the whole episode. And it's like, just please let it die peacefully. You've done it enough. Let it go. And they're like, no, we refuse.
At least
It's like
at
the
the
Frankenstein
end of
monster joke. Just
at least
let it
At
go.
the end of the Peeping Tom
did it-
arc where they go into the bathroom, it's the principal in there, not any like, of the classmates. That was, a little unexpected, like hee hee.
But that's not a reoccurring joke.
No, I know.
It's just a joke.
I know. I'm just throwing a joke out there that
Yeah.
I thought I tee-heed at. But
Yeah.
anywho, I don't know if there's really much else that we could talk about this, just for the fact that it is reoccurring, and I don't want to reoccur our conversations.
It's a
But
show. Like
It was fine.
and that's kind of where I'll leave it to. I did have some nostalgia with like, oh yeah, I remember this story beat. Oh, okay, like I remember the avatars. I wonder like what's going on here. But I don't think I was ever excited to find out what was next when stuff happened, whether it was let's go to the park on a date. I won tickets, or hey, Yoshi, do manual labor. Like it's funny, but
There
I'm
was-
not.
I'm getting so mad because I can tell you're laughing at yourself,
No,
Frank, because you thought of something else. Just say it. Say your other stupid.
There's one joke in this show that I actually thought was really funny, and they didn't beat as like a dead horse. It only happened once, and it happened in the first 2 episodes, and that was Yoshi gluing the goddamn table.
Oh,
to his
that was
hand.
my favorite joke.
Yeah, he glues the goddamn
And that's
table
where
to
it
his hand,
ends.
and the entire episode, the table is glued to
Yeah.
his hand, and it starts and stops in that one episode. I will say that joke was fucking hilarious, and I'm glad they didn't beat that one to death.
No, they just did it for a whole episode.
Yeah.
Drew, have you noticed
Wait.
how many times Frank said I only like this one joke?
I didn't
said,
say
like,
one joke. I just
I
it's
really
another
like this
joke I
one
remember.
part. I thought this
like
was really funny.
This one part was really good.
I hate everything.
Show is mid. It's a 5 from me. Like
Mid.
I said it was like a 6, like a
Yeah.
mid 6.
It's
eh.
well, it's funny too that Drew's ranking at a 5.
First
only
season. Hold
being
on.
half.
First season is 5. I don't know about the rest.
Oh, if the first season's 5, then you're in for a really
5.1.
really big treat
No.
for the second season.
Uh-oh.
I would
Yeah.
rank the first season higher than the second season, honestly.
Yeah, season to season, I would say first season's probably a 7, second season's probably a 5. So I would average around a 6. Again, if you're watching it for nostalgia, I would say, hey, good on you. Like if you watched it when it came out, because the second season came out in like this year, right?
2011.
The second season?
Yeah, it did not come out this year. Second season, anime series, first season, yada yada. Second season aired in Japan between July 8th and September 30th in 2011.
Oh, okay, 2011. I don't know why Crunchyroll said 2022.
Maybe
Because
that's when they got it
ported
from Funimation.
Yeah, from Funimation to.
Screw you, Crunchyroll, for not putting up your updated dates on when things came out. Anyway, first season was enjoyable for the fact that it had the interesting elements of a school with avatars and you fight based on your smartness. Cool. And second season completely deviated from that and was like, nah, we're just gonna go with the fucking beat a dead horse mentality and just drive this fucking shit into the ground. If you like it from back when you watched it, good on you. I'm not gonna judge you. If you watched it now for the first time, I can promise you one thing: there is an infinite library of shows that are better than this one.
Yeah,
He's not wrong.
There's a lot of shows that I would watch over this. I enjoyed revisiting this, but not as much as I enjoyed it the first time I watched it way back when. So again, like I said before, like I would definitely give this like a mid to high 6 compared to like a mid to high 7 beforehand.
All
Like
right.
yeah, it's really unfortunate that it doesn't hold up as much as I wanted it to. Like there were still beats that got me good, but a majority of it was again beating a dead horse.
Or horse.
That poor horse.
That poor horse.
That poor thwomp.
Well, that's all from us today. I want to thank everyone for coming out, taking the time to join us. If you have suggestions on what we should watch next, please send them our way by tweeting at us at Baka&Co Podcast. We also want to thank Akano from SoundCloud for our intro song. And then until next time, do your homework. Don't get stuck in remedial class. Or
This
watch.
will be on the test.
No, you gotta say it lower, like this will be on the test.
This will be on the test.
There you
All
go.
those who died, go to remedial class immediately.
Bye, everybody.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.